is up, everybody? It is 8:01 Pacific Standard Time. Do you know where your cryptids are?
Yeah, mine's on vacation. You notice back over here. He ain't there. He's on vacay.
Silent Negan says, good evening. Silent Negan, you need to be on the show one of these nights, man.
Julie's here too.
Yay. She's feeling better. I feel like death. Everybody on the tour bus seems to be the thing. So everybody get it? Where did we leave off? We were in like a haunted castle or something.
We got to the Stone Lion Inn. And we're still in Guthrie, Oklahoma.
Yeah, we're in Oklahoma. I thought we were already in Texas. That's how bad it was for me last week. Damn. Doc is over there dealing with the dog.
Actually, no, I'm dealing with my microphone.
Uh-oh. See, Doc's not feeling good. He's all jacked up over there. We're in Oklahoma. All right, tour guide, let's roll with this. My Doc figures it out.
Wait. I forgot top of the hour. Before we all load up.
All right.
Top of the hour. War Room has wrapped up its first season, 20 episodes. It will be taking a hiatus, a couple weeks. Look on the DBK Investigations Facebook page for when we return. And Autobots roll out. All right. Anyway, so we're in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Don't be me thinking we're in Texas. Oh, and then see, now he's losing it.
Now the dog's in my way.
We haven't really got started, and we're already off the rails.
When are we not off the rails? There we go. Route 66, part 3.
We just spent a week in that former mortuary, so...
Well,
so we
hopefully
stayed
we
at
all
the
got some
Stone
sleep.
I can't. I just can't.
Okay.
Go for it.
So we stayed at the Stone Lion Inn, the historic haunted Victorian mansion in Guthrie, Oklahoma. It's famous for its spooky lore, antique charm, and the popular murder mystery weekends with multi-course dinners. It was once a funeral home, and now it's a bed and breakfast with unique themed suites, offering guests a glimpse into the past with modern amenities. It's also known for its entertaining owner and resident ghosts. So we had the most common reports involve a young girl who likes to pat guests' face and tuck them into bed.
I need to be tucked in.
We had the music box that sometimes will play throughout the night.
I broke the music box, by the way. I went off one night. I threw it against the wall. I wasn't feeling good.
Cool. There's unexplained cold spots and objects like paper towel rolls moving on their own.
The dog's need to clean it up.
I had a fever. I needed the cold spot.
Oh, this is going to be good.
And we had a male figure, possibly Mr. Houghton, who was seen, and other full-bodied apparitions were witnessed.
I punched him in the face.
That explains a whole lot right there.
So the rooms we had, there was the wedding suite, there was the bordello suite, the Kentucky something, I can't read it. Anyway, there was a bunch of spots. And let's see, we are going to start with Augusta, who is the Houghton daughter, who had died when the nurse gave her the wrong dosage of cold medicine for her whooping cough.
Yes.
She still haunts the halls of the inn, and her father has been seen and smelled puffing and puffing on his tobacco pipe. Guests have witnessed a child tucking him into bed at night, and others reported being woken up by the same child later in the evening. Some guests reported the sounds of multiple kids jumping up and down on the beds, even though there were no children staying at the inn.
You know, that's the most freaky part, is going to a place that's haunted and you got children spirits playing around, running around, jumping up and down, playing with balls. That is the most freakiest thing ever.
Yeah, it's like, what? How
I threw
do
marbles down in front of them and said, "Here, count it." Take it next door. Lame joke. Go ahead, Tammy. Try not to die.
kids?
We made her lose her spot already.
A male apparition has been seen in the basement area of the home, dressed in an old-fashioned black suit. Some believe this is T.E. Houghton himself, smoking cigars and checking out the heating system of the home. Some entities may have attached to the house during its years as a funeral home. Other full-bodied apparitions are reported and have yet to be identified. Some visitors report feeling touched as they relax into bed for the evening, while others hear a woman's voice echoing through the empty hallways. One particular guest felt a heavy weight on the edge of the bed, and then the ceiling fan shut off, almost as if someone stood up on the bed to turn it off for her before she fell asleep. So now that we've spent our week at the Stone Lion, we are going to head off to our next stop. We're still in Guthrie, so we're going to the Blue Bell Saloon. It's famous for intense paranormal activity, often cited as Oklahoma's most investigated haunted building, with reported ghost figures, especially a woman in a white red dress, disembodied voices, unexplained temperature drops, and objects moving, linked to its colorful Old West past as a brothel and saloon. Paranormal investigators and patrons describe the encounters with spirits, including a lady in red, a cowboy, and children, making it a hot spot for ghostly tales in Guthrie's notorious red light district. Guthrie was once the stomping grounds for Dynamite Dick, Red Buck, and the Dalton dueling gangs, and it's likely they frequented the saloon. And my grandma was actually related, I believe, to the Daltons.
Oh, you're an outlaw.
Dun, 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 dun.
You can still see buckshot where someone got caught getting into the money drawer, and holes are still visible on the original tin ceiling.
Yeah, I
The
love
corner of 2nd Street and Harrison Avenue were notorious and remembered by some lawmen as the wildest place in the United States. This turn-of-the-century building once operated as a bordello ran by Madame Miss Lizzie. Her apparition has been spotted along with other ghostly men and bordello girls, thought to be Claudia and Estelle, two of Miss Lizzie's girls. Stories say that Claudia was allegedly beaten to death and buried inside the saloon. Women's voices have been heard, along with the sounds of crying and singing. So the next place we're going is the Guthrie Masonic Boys' Home. It's located in the former state capitol. The legend has it that the evil headmistress murdered several boys and buried them in the basement at the 1900s orphanage. There was also a nurse who hung herself in the bell tower. Ghostly encounters include an entity of a woman walking down the main hallway, a little girl who pleads for protection, and of course, a dark shadow in the bell tower. Not to forget the sounds of children crying and screaming. The Guthrie Masonic Boys' Home refers to the former Masonic Children's Home of Oklahoma in Guthrie, established by the Freemasons to care for orphans, which moved to Guthrie in 1922. And later it was split into separate homes for the children and then for the aged before it closed the children's facility around 2000. Now it's privately owned and renovated as a family home called the Dominion House. The historic building and grounds are known for ghost stories and myths, but it was once a beloved community spot for kids in the 1940s and 50s, offering care, education, and a chance to grow. Several legends offer explanations for the rumored orphanage ghosts. In one, a deranged priest killed children and buried them under the building to keep their souls on the premises. In another, a cruel headmistress at the orphanage beat children to death. The abuse upset one member of the staff so greatly they committed suicide in the building's bell tower. Okay, that's enough of that place. We're moving on.
Oh, come on. More ghost children everywhere.
God.
Okay, so now we're going to Arcadia. It says, just east of Arcadia, we come upon an abandoned gas station. According to a sign posted by the property's owners, this 1920s Route 66 gas station, get my phone, had a secret room where counterfeit $10 bills were printed. The counterfeiters were caught, the station abandoned, and later a murdered victim was found inside. The old station was closed, never to be opened again. Many years later, which had nothing to do with the counterfeiting, this is when they found the murder victim. Police were unable to determine if he was killed there or his body was just dumped. The victim was never identified, and he had no identification on him, and no one knew him. So there isn't much left there but the rock structure of the old Conoco gas station. So back into the bus, it's time to drive.
All right, then somebody else should drive this round.
Well, we've got Silent Negan. He wants to drive the bus. So we've now reached Oklahoma City. Scandals, hauntings, and more await us. Our first stop is the Skirvin Hotel. As the story goes, the hotel's original owner, W.B. Skirvin, had an affair with a maid named Effie, which led to a pregnancy. To protect his reputation and to avoid a scandal, Skirvin locked the maid in room 1015, the most haunted room in the hotel. Well, Effie had her baby, and then she died by jumping out the window with the baby.
Oh, come on, not again.
Okay, so who is going to put up the chipboard?
Damn it. I keep forgetting. Sorry.
So since then, she's been walking around the hotel still searching for her baby, but I don't know what she did with it. But this gets good. Male guests often report disembodied voices and a spectral woman who gets in the shower with them. She appears naked and can be quite aggressive if the men ignore her. The female spirit is known to talk to men in the hotel's red piano bar. Many men who stay at the hotel have reported hearing a female voice propositioning them. One said that he was even sexually assaulted by an unseen entity during his stay at the hotel. So we're going to go to another hotel and see what they're up to.
More hotels. Another female kid being thrown up in that window.
We're going to all the hotels and we're stealing all the soap and shampoos.
Yeah. So the Overholser Mansion in Oklahoma City is famous for its ghost stories centered around its original owners, Henry and Anna Overholser. With apparitions of a woman in white, disembodied voices, especially asking, "How can I help you?" moving objects, and unexplained cold spots, particularly in the third floor tower, suggesting that the spirits of the pioneering couple and perhaps their children still reside within the historic home. Anna's presence is believed to be the woman in a white gown, often seen at the third floor tower window. It's a nod to her elegant society life. Henry's voice, Visitors and investigators report hearing a man's voice asking, "How can I help you?" And they believe it's Henry, who was a prominent Oklahoma City businessman. There is a desk bell that reportedly rings on its own, and visitors feel compelled to put the Bible back on a table where Anna apparently left it. And the third floor tower is known for sudden drops in temperature and moving shadows, even in the summer. And there's a baby's footprint that's appeared in the dust despite no infants living there for decades. And a little girl's laughter is sometimes heard, hinting at children playing. Mr. Overhoser died in 1915. The couple's daughter, they named the girl Henry. Henry Ione Overholser was born in 1905 and married David Perry in 1926. They lived in the mansion with Mrs. Overholser until her death in 1940. When she died, the ownership was transferred to Henry Ione in 1937. I guess just before she died. After the daughter's death in 1959, the property was transferred to her husband David, who sold the mansion and its furnishings to the Oklahoma chapter of American Institute of Architects and Historical Preservations Incorporated. The mansion is listed on the National Registry of Historic Places since 1970. The mansion was later donated to the state of Oklahoma, where it became a museum. The Victorian style of the home can give you the creeps. Built in 1903, no one has lived there since the 1960s. The home has since served as a museum. But locals still say a woman in a white dress can be seen staring out the window of the third floor tower. We can wave to the lady in white as we leave the mansion for our next destination.
Thank God.
There isn't a ghost in the
Another
next
window, another lady in white. Julie asked, "Do baby ghosts walk?" They float.
I was going to say they crawl. But
They ride around on ghost dogs.
to be a little slimer, they float.
So there isn't a ghost in the next little town, but the town will turn into a ghost town when the roads, bridges, and other factors cause the town to become lost in the remnants of the old Route 66.
Okay.
Now it's all sad.
Nope.
Yes,
no
I
puppies.
like vegan puppies.
No puppies.
We will find puppies.
No, he doesn't need puppies.
Okay, so now we are going to Bridgeport, Oklahoma. It's a ghost town in northeastern Caddo County. It was once a busy city on Route 66. Bridgeport isn't a total ghost town, but it's a heavily diminished community on Route 66, featuring many abandoned buildings, old railroad remnants, and a general store painted Westlake's Ghost Town, making it a popular spot for urban explorers and photographers seeking remnants of its once bustling past as a Canadian river crossing, though its famous Pony Bridge recently underwent restoration. Okay, I gotta take it. The William H. Murray Bridge.
No lumberjacks, Julie. Nope. We're not allowing them.
I haven't found any yet.
You can't have lumberjacks.
So the William H. Murray Bridge, which is nicknamed Pony Bridge, is a significant landmark, recently renovated for the Route 66 Centennial, though the town itself remains largely deserted.
When was the Route 66 Centennial? Anybody know?
This year,
This year?
this November.
Wow.
Yep. It was built in 1926.
Nice.
So this year they'll be celebrating it.
which is why Tammy set it up for this. Because she's done a great job, and that's why she's just going to run the show.
Yeah, we'll just sit back, make our crackpots and drink, and our 2 cents worth ain't worth shit.
Yeah, pretty much. We're 21 minutes in. She's got us on the rails. She's got it going.
The tour bus is just for Tammy. We're just the sidekicks at this point.
I'm just a tour guide. You guys are, just enjoying the ride.
See? Oh, yeah.
So the town lost about 78% of its population, which is why it's pretty much a ghost town. And the first blow to Bridgeport was when they rerouted 66 a bit to the south in 1934. And then in 1939, they lost the railroad. It never recovered, and not much has been built on the new post-1934 Route 66. So after passing through this little town, we're headed to Weatherford. What will we find there? Weatherford, Oklahoma is known for the tragic legend of Katie James, a young teacher who was murdered in 1905. Her ghost is said to haunt Dead Woman's Crossing near Deer Creek, with reports of her crying for her baby and phantom wagon sounds make it a prime location for local ghost stories.
Okay, Dead Woman's Crossing and the baby.
Yeah, there was a lot of babies in Oklahoma.
Well, there's a lot of babies everywhere, but come on.
Yeah.
Dead Woman's Crossing. Why, who in God's green earth would name a crossing Dead Woman's Crossing? How many women have died at this crossing to name it such?
I don't know. The mystery involves her unsolved murder, her abandoned baby, and the mysterious disappearance and death of Fanny Norton, who was with her, adding to the area's haunted lore.
Of course, the baby's abandoned because the mama got killed.
Yeah.
Come
on July 6th, 1905, a school teacher named Katie DeWitt James filed for divorce. The next day, she carried her 14-month-old daughter, Lulu Bell, to a train station in Custer City. DeWitt James was going to visit her cousin who lived in Ripley. Her father, Henry DeWitt, came to bid her farewell. Her husband, Martin James, did not come to the station. A few weeks later, DeWitt became concerned that he had not heard from his daughter. He contacted the sheriff, who suggested hiring a detective named Sam Bartell. Bartell started the investigation from Clinton, but nobody remembered seeing a woman and a baby there. Then on July 28, 1905, in Weatherford, Bartell learned that DeWitt James and her baby spent the night in the house of William Moore. They were brought to the house by Moore's sister-in-law, Fanny Norton, a resident of Clinton who was also known as Mrs. Ham, and anyway, she was a sex worker. And in the morning, Norton DeWitt and the baby left in a buggy, headed for Hydro. Eyewitnesses report that a buggy entered a field near Deer Creek, but Norton came out alone approximately 45 minutes later. Norton returned to Moore's house and then back to Clinton. Later, Bartell discovered that the two women and the baby were seen around Deer Creek. The detective was also able to find the baby. The witness testified that Norton left the baby with a boy and asked him to take the baby home. The baby was unharmed, but her clothing was covered in blood. While locals searched for Katie, Bartell tracked down Norton, who denied that she murdered Katie. Later that day, Norton committed suicide by poisoning herself. On August 31st, 1905, Katie's remains were found near Deer Creek, about 20 miles east of Clinton. Her head was severed from her body. Her husband, Martin, identified the remains of his daughter. Actually, it's of his wife, and he took custody of his daughter. However, the murder was never solved. The legend claims that the spirit of Mrs. James roams the streets and banks near Deer Creek looking for her head and for her daughter, calling out the babies' names.
So we have a headless ghost looking for a head. Does this mean there's a head rolling down the road looking for a body?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay. I can just stay away from that area. I don't need to see no headless apparition.
So the story said that if you stand beneath the bridge crossing the creek and you listen closely, you might hear the rattle of the wagon wheels rolling above you.
I challenge anybody to do that.
A researcher was in the area doing a school project when she noticed a blue light with no particular shape that originated in the creek and was coming towards her friend and her. The wooden crossing where Mrs. James' body was found was torn down 80 years later, but a concrete bridge was built nearby and was quickly dubbed with the tragic label of Dead Woman's Crossing.
Dum dum dum.
Why don't they just name it after
Body
her?
walks on the left.
Dead Woman Crossing.
Yeah.
That makes
So let's get back on the bus.
us.
We're gonna drive.
We need-
We're gonna
we
drive
need-
to Elk City now. We're done.
Oh,
We're not gonna look for the head.
God,
So-
where are we heading?
We are going to the former Ramada Hotel in Elk City, and it's mentioned as a haunted site. The last two rooms on the upper left side are described as having paranormal activity going on, specifically room 110, where apparitions of a man and poltergeist activity can be witnessed. The TVs turn on and off by themselves in empty rooms. The storage room door closes by itself, and items are constantly being moved around. There wasn't much information available on the now run down and abandoned hotel. So back on the bus, and we are going to go to Sayre, Oklahoma.
But come on, when are we getting to Texas?
Soon. So we're on the road again.
On the
We're
road.
going We're going to the Sunken Graveyard in Sayre.
Okay, now that sounds interesting.
It's a legendary old cemetery in the woods, known for stories of a shadowy protector with gray features. A guardian spirit is said to protect the ground where the earth feels like it's sinking. Visitors report strange sensations and shadowy figures, making it a local hotspot for paranormal tales beyond just Sayre itself. Locals call it the Sunken Graveyard because walking deeper into the cemetery makes you feel like you're sinking into the ground. It says it's a phenomenon attributed to the cemetery's protective entity. A recurring legend speaks of the guardian spirit with a hairless gray head, long fingers wrapped around trees, watching visitors from behind the trunks. Some visitors claim to have encountered this protector, experiencing unseen presences and odd feelings. It's an old, somewhat derelict cemetery located in the woods, so it adds to its eerie, secluded atmosphere. Oh, hey, here you go, James. As we leave Sayre, we're going to head towards Texas.
Hey,
So, Route 66 enters Texas from Oklahoma in the east, crosses the Panhandle for about 178 miles through towns like Shamrock, Amarillo, Vega, and then it goes to New Mexico, passing through iconic spots like the U-Drop Inn and Cadillac Ranch, which is with its preserved sections now often designated as Texas Farm Roads near Conway. So Shamrock, Texas is known for its Route 66 history. It has paranormal tales, with the most prominent haunting linked to a Love's truck stop, formerly a different company, but the spirit of a young woman was reportedly murdered there in the 1990s.
truck stop. What do you think she's doing there?
Yeah. It's said that the spirit appears, it causes cold spots, screams, and touches. Visitors and staff have reported ghostly apparitions, disembodied screams, and unexplained cold sensations. While other Texas towns boast numerous ghost stories, the Love's Truck Shop spirit is a key part of Shamrock's local spooky lore, attracting paranormal investigators and tourists seeking thrills. The historic Conoco Tower Station in Shamrock and iconic stop on Route 66 is reportedly haunted by the ghost of a dancer. The spectral figure, described as a beautiful woman in a white dress, is said to appear late at night.
White dress, woman in white. Come on, ding, 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 ding. And we've lost Tammy.
No, I needed to turn my phone. Keeps beeping. Sorry. Okay. So she appears late at night, dancing alone in the deserted ballroom of the building. The Conoco Tower was the inspiration of Ramon's body art shop in the movie Cars. And so it was the one with the tower that went up in front of it. And so continuing our drive on Route 66, we come into Broome. Broome is a small town located on the historic Route 66 in Texas. It's famous for a 198-foot-tall giant cross and its leaning water tower. Despite its small size, it has its fair share of classic Route 66 sites too. Motel, restaurants, vintage gas stations. These include a small stretch of the original Route 66, the site of the plot of cross-Canadian ragweed song 42 Miles, the seventh largest freestanding cross in the world at 198 feet, and a strange leaning tower slanted at an uncomfortable angle. This water tower lies right alongside the former path of Route 66, which has since been paved over to create U.S. Interstate 40. During the early and mid-20th century, passers-by on the Mother Road were intrigued by the severe tilt of the tower. They would ask themselves, what on earth could have caused it? A crashing plane, an earthquake, or a tornado? In reality, it was the work of a heavy-duty vehicle and bulldozer. Ralph Britton, a man who wanted to start a truck stop and restaurant off Route 66, bought the water tower from the town of La Force as an ingenious marketing technique to attract new visitors. He towed the enormous tower 34 miles to Broome and wrote Britain, USA on top. And then he used a bulldozer, elevated two of its legs off the ground, dangled them into the midair without support, so that the water tower made an 80-degree angle with the ground. This helped his business immensely. It would catch the eye of every passing motorist on the route for years. Many of them became terrified that the tower was in the process of collapsing. So it played right into his hands, because they would swerve off the road and go into this truck shop and watch out, that tower's about to fall. And then he's like, it's been like that for years. And it's like, sit down, have some food and drink. So his manipulation of the tower did require some sufficient knowledge of physics. So if the water tower were completely empty or completely full, its center mass would have been directly in the middle, making it topple when it was slanted. So he filled it at the lowest level of water he could, to make sure that it didn't fall over. But he had some great success for many years, but then the truck stop burned down in a devastating fire, closing down all cells. Despite this unfortunate event, the leaning water tower is still one of the most photographed oddities on the way out west.
When did it burn down?
Huh?
When did that burn down?
It said I don't know when it burned down.
I was just kind of curious how long ago.
Let's blame Josh for it.
No biggie. You can continue. I was just curious.
Okay, so now we're going to go to Amarillo. There are several haunted places to explore here. Our first stop is the Pink Mansion at 1314 Grand Avenue. This home was once a boarding house. There are reports that it's haunted by spirits, voices, and unexplained occurrences. There were multiple deaths and funerals that took place in the mansion. On the historic, well, there isn't much about that place. I think that's all I could find. But anyway, so we're going to pass by a with a roof trim reminiscent of a medieval castle and signs advertising a warehouse-sized antique store. We're going to the old Amarillo Natatorium, called the Nat, which might look like another simple tourist trap, but hidden amongst the rows of antiques and behind the newer coats of paint exists a long and varied history that remains palatable to those willing to look for it. Once it was a swimming hall, then it became a dance club. It's seen many major changes that would have required other buildings to be razed, but the Amarillo Natatorium still thrives today. And while there are few clues about the building's past left over, none of the clues are as likely as the memorable guests that inhabit the antique mall. So in 1922, the Amarillo Natatorium Company built a massive indoor swimming pool, over 100 feet long and 36 feet wide. The new pool soon proved popular enough to keep open year-round, becoming completely enclosed the following year to allow for wintertime use. But despite the popularity, the life as a swimming center was fortunately short-lived. The building was bought by J.D. Tucker in 1926, who had a much different purpose in mind for the space. He decided, well, he'll cover up the pool with the 10,000 square foot maple dance floor. He filled the pool with a crisscross system of support beams and flooring. He added a stage and some extra lighting. Now the building was known as the Nat Ballroom. It was so popular that they added a second floor. In the mid-1930s, Henry Badger bought the venue and added a restaurant. Then it became the Nat Dine and Dance Palace. Throughout the 1950s, the club adapted to changing music tastes, turning away from the orchestras and big bands in favor of up-and-coming rock and rollers like Buddy Holly and Little Richard. But as much of
Tammy, I got it down this one. Did they at least empty the pool before they put the floor over top of it? Because I mean, that way, you know, if you got all these, you know, bands coming in and everybody jumping and shouting, I'm seeing the floor just give way and then everybody just jump in the pool.
Well, you know, the song Splish Splash comes to mind for me.
Well, unless, of course, there's no water, then everybody's really going to get hurt when the floor gives way.
Yeah, there's some of these things, there's a lot of unanswered questions. But, yeah,
I don't think we're getting any answers out of me and James tonight, especially not me. We're just...
You're over there vegetating right now. You look like you're wanting to take a nap.
Oh. I might not wake up.
Sorry you're feeling so bad, man, but damn.
Hey, I'm not driving the RV, the bus.
Yeah.
I can just lay in the back and die.
So, much of the crowds in the post-war era came from Route 66 travelers. The advent of the interstate highway system soon spelled doom for the popular ballroom. A steady stream of through traffic was a thing of the past, and soon the Nat would be too. The dance hall closed for good in the 1960s. So, several years ago, when the Nat was purchased and renovated for an antique mall, owners and guests noted cold spots upon entering the upstairs rooms, which had once been used as a gambling hall. On other occasions, strange noises could be heard when no one was there, and the owner would arrive to find all the furniture rearranged during the night. According to one psychic, a female apparition who once spent many nights in the gambling hall appears in a white dress with a red stain on the bodice. Poor James.
Oh, I've had enough. No more.
So, according to the legend,
even just whisper, woman in white.
According to the legend, the lady was having a grand time one evening when another patron spilled wine all the way down her dress. So obviously, she had so much fun that she was reluctant to leave.
Okay, was it a gambling hall or a bordello?
It was a gambling hall.
You sure?
I don't know. A man had a bordello.
I'm just saying. It seems like the women are always near gambling hall and gambling halls and bordellos. Cha-ching, cha-ching. One and the same, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So she had so much fun that she still doesn't want to leave. While she has mostly been spotted meandering through the building, others have seen her with a red spot on her bodice, apparently screaming in pain. While the source of this woman's spirit is unknown, many have said they've encountered her pursuing the antique selection. Another common claim of paranormal activity stems from a regular cold spot at the top of the stairs. While it isn't always said to be there, the stairwell cold spot could be one of the most regular encountered oddities throughout the entire antique mall's operation. There are also spirits of a couple who danced in the ballroom. Okay, and of course, we can't leave Amarillo before visiting the infamous Cadillac Ranch. Even though it has nothing to do with ghosts, the Cadillac Ranch is a famous free interactive art installation near Amarillo, Texas, that features 10 Cadillacs buried nose first in a field, symbolizing America's car culture and evolving art, where visitors bring spray paint cans to consistently repaint the cars, making it a dynamic, ever-changing monument along the historic Route 66. Created by the Ant Farm Collective in 1974, it's a beloved roadside stop and cultural icon, encouraging public participation.
So it's okay to spray Unleashed on the car hoods.
Yeah.
I don't know if Josh is still in the room or not, but I think that would be his job.
That was all of Texas.
That was all Texas.
It was only like this far.
And we got this far to go.
Oh, I know. Okay, so we got about 15 minutes left. We're going to go to New Mexico.
Go ahead. Yeah.
New Mexico now. Hey, all right.
So New Mexico is famous for its paranormal activity, with hauntings often tied to its rich, sometimes violent, history in places like ghost towns, old hotels, and historic buildings. Key haunted locations are not in this area. Okay, so if we wanted to go off the route and go to Santa Fe, there's a lot of stuff there, but I didn't go that way. I went to Albuquerque. I took the right-hand turn or the left-hand turn, whichever way Bugs Bunny didn't go. But, so we're gonna
whichever way the Roadrunner went. All right.
Yeah, exactly. So the first place we're gonna go, so the first town when you get into New Mexico is called San John. It's located in Quay County on the eastern part of the state. Okay, so it's a tourist thing. It's home to the world's largest flip-flop and gift shop. It has a 40-foot long wooden flip-flop that was made to draw tourists to the little town.
Why would a... Never mind. I don't want to know.
Yeah. I couldn't find it. It was just like these people just like, oh, let's make a flip flop. And so
your claim to fame is a wooden flip flop. Heaven help me.
yeah.
You people need some serious help.
They were probably tired during the planning commission, and somebody said, "Hey, I lost my flip flop." Oh, flip flop! There you go. It's
We
just like,
found it. We used it as a sample.
they were tired. They wanted to go home. They're like, just pick an object to build and build it.
Flip flop. 2.
Sure, yeah, flip flop's good. Yeah, all right. Bang the gavel. We'll make it tomorrow. I'm going to bed. All right.
Can you imagine all this crazy stuff there was on Route 66 back in the day when they were coming up with all this tourist stuff? Of course, some of this is newer, but it's the tower. That's pretty cool. The water tower.
Well, water tower's cool. I mean, there's a lot of things that were kind of cool. You know, I mean, I think there was like, I'm not gonna jump into that, but I think there was like dinosaurs and stuff, and
Oh yeah.
ball of yarn or rope or whatever, and
Here's a yarn and flip flops.
Rubber-
Go up. You can throw them out. Jesus Christ, let's get creative if you're gonna make something that's gonna be a
I'm
claim to fame.
I'm telling you, that was probably a like midnight thing with the city council going, "What if we made this? What about no? El Dorado has that. Okay, well, how about a giant paperclip? No, Santa Fe's got that. Ball of yarn? Nope, that's this other place. How about this? Oh, crap. What else? What have we seen? Flip flop. Throw it up. It's good.
Oh, Julie's not a fan of Albuquerque.
Weird Al Yankovic has a song called Albuquerque.
Julie said she's not a fan of Albuquerque.
Okay,
Why
so
not?
we're going to go to a nearby town named Cimarron, which is definitely worth our group visiting. We're going to go check out the St. James Hotel. So the St. James was first built in 1872 on the recommendations of U.S. President Ulysses S. Grant by Henry Lambert, personal chef to President Abraham Lincoln. Lambert moved west and settled in Elizabethtown, New Mexico, with hopes of making a wealthy strike. When he found little gold, he opened up a restaurant and saloon. At this time, Elizabethtown, Cimarron, and much of the surrounding area was owned by Lucian B. Maxwell and was part of the huge Maxwell land grant. So Maxwell enticed Lambert to come to Cimarron, whereupon he founded the Lambert Inn, which would later be renamed the St. James. Famous for its saloon and alleged 26 murders, with spirits believed to still linger, especially in the locked room 18.
Wait, you said 26 murders?
26 murders.
Holy crap.
That's a lot of having fun right there.
Yeah. It said in its day, the St. James was visited by many famous lawmen and notorious outlaws and was the scene of many murders. A favorite saying in the area became, "It appears Lambert had himself another man for breakfast." And the usual question was, who was killed Lambert's last night? Wyatt Earp, his brother Morgan Earp, and their wives stayed at the inn on their way to Tombstone, Arizona. Jesse James always stayed in room 14. Buffalo Bill Cody stayed at the inn and took an entire village of Native Americans living nearby on the road with his show. The outlaw Davy Crockett, a descendant of the original Davy Crockett, killed 3 Buffalo soldiers inside the hotel's bar room in 1876. Other notable customers were Clay Allison, Black Jack Ketchum, and Annie Oakley. In 1901, when Henry Lambert's son replaced the roof of the St. James, they found many bullet holes. A double layer of hardwood stopped anyone from sleeping. So there was so much gunfighting that they had to do a double layer of hardwood so anybody sleeping upstairs wouldn't be killed. So
Extra
today
layer
the dining room
protection.
ceiling still has some 20 bullet holes in it.
Damn.
So the St. James fell into disrepair when the railroad came through and effectively killed the Santa Fe Trail, as the gold in the area, moreover, dwindled. And from 26 to 1985, the hotel passed from one owner to another. In 1985, it was restored to its former glory.
Nice.
So, someone named Mary died in room 17 from a mysterious illness in October of 1881. Many guests have since reported a sudden, overpowering scent of rose perfume filling the air, phantom knocks on the window, a sensation of their skin being caressed by an unseen hand, and Mary's apparition hovering by the foot of the bed. Across the hall, room 18, is TJ's room. It's reportedly so haunted by a temperamental ghost that the hotel keeps the room padlocked and off-limit to guests. Legend has it that in 1882, a gambler named TJ Wright won ownership of the hotel from Henry Lambert in a high-stakes poker game. After returning to his hotel room, Wright was shot by an unknown gunman. He died right there in room 18, where his tortured spirit remains, adamant that he is still the rightful owner of the St. James.
Damn, I heard of this. A while back, I heard something about all this. What? Nice. Glad it was on Route 66.
So makes you wonder, did Lambert set him up?
Yeah,
And
of course.
Yeah. So, even today, local ranchers knock back bottles of beer at the long polished wood bar, but it's easy to imagine a wilder scene in the 1800s when one of the posted saloon rules warned shifty gamblers that all cheaters would be shot. Numerous bullet holes still remain in the barroom's tin ceiling from those rough and rowdy days.
It's really nice to go down, like in this case, Route 66 or any other area from back in the Old West to see physically, like bullet holes in walls or floors. It just kind of takes you back to those days and just kind of like almost puts you right there.
Yeah. I
Wow.
think it would be a cool place to go.
Yeah. So we had a pretty good starting point, you think?
We are. I think that we will stay in that hotel for the week.
Nice.
And,
That way we can keep looking for bullet holes.
The tour bus is pulling over for the week.
Yeah.
we're going to count the bullet holes in the ceiling and the walls.
It'll take us a week.
So we may have a couple more episodes because we haven't even gotten to. I'm still writing Arizona and California, and we still have a bit more to go. So
Route 66 is going into February, Doc.
Hey, works for me, man.
All
and then
right.
I've been working on February stuff. It's going to be fun.
This has been a lot of fun so far. A lot of informative stuff. But gotta stop with the women in white and the babies, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I was telling
Maybe-
James earlier, and
Yeah.
I want to do one. It's just finding ghosts wearing every other color but white, and just find all the ghosts everywhere.
That'd be an awesome episode. Women wearing whatever. Good one.
The multicolored dress month. I don't know.
Keep talking.
I don't know. All right, well, we're going to get out of here. Everybody enjoy the lodgings, and we will see you next Sunday. James, as always, you and Tammy got the finals.
All right. Hey, you want to go, Tammy? No, never mind. I'm going. Keep your cryptids close and tight. Hug them all night long. Until next week in Route 66.
Remember, ghosts were people too.
No. Yes.
Night,
We'll see you
everybody.
next week.
Good night.